G&T back at it one more time with a special episode. We're going to get a good conversation about this. Who is the most toxic fan base? Let's get into it. Welcome back to the table, everybody. This is a very, very important episode because we're going to have a great conversation. I'm the lovely host. I'm Kev, a.k.a. Spire Kev. I'm with my boys here to my right. Frankie, baby.
What's up, Kevy Kev?
Mike, Barry.
Hello there.
Jose, Jalapeno, Hola, Steve.
Hola, mi gente, ¿cómo le va?
And the 1-2s all the way down to the right. Jorge.
What's up, peoples?
Listen.
My brother in arms.
Anyways, so we're going to get into a real heated conversation, I think. Who is the most toxic fan base? Frank, I'm going to start with you. Who do you think is the most toxic fan base?
I'm ready to hurt some feelings.
You know, the sad part is I think I know who really is the most toxic, and I'm part of that fan base. It's the Star Wars fan base. Totally is. But I think right now, if you were to go out and talk to the opponent of Star Wars fan base, you would get a lot more toxicity towards everybody else, and that's Star Trek.
Really?
Yeah, I think so right now. Because Star Trek is kind of flandering. And I think true Star Trek fans are salty about it. You know, they've had good stuff, but like it's flandering right now, and they're not getting the content that they want.
I thought Star Trek fans were pissed after the J.J. Abrams debacle, but overall, I thought they were doing okay.
I'm not a Star Trek person. Never have, never will be. It's not my thing. I remember in the 90s, Star Trek was huge.
TNG.
Picard,
Yup.
And the Klingons and, you know, whatever the Vulcan Death Grip.
Vulcan. That's not the Death Grip.
But, like, I know
it's Vulcan sign.
I know Spock was huge, Captain Picard, a bunch of other big names.
Riker,
and, yeah.
Donna Troy,
Data,
Judy LaForge.
Yeah. And then,
Did you watch a lot of that? Because I don't know any of these
Dude,
guys.
my dad had the Star Trek TNG episodes mailed to the house through like a mail service. Like cassette tapes would come. Like he had
Netflix
the entire
before Netflix?
It was Netflix, Columbia House or something like that.
Really?
And they would mail you episodes of TV shows.
Oh, dang. That's crazy. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Showing your age.
Yeah, I didn't know much about it. I remember as a kid, it was huge. And you would see, like, you know, back in the 90s, it wasn't cool to be a nerd. So, you know, you either were part of it or not.
Or you're getting punched.
You didn't participate like myself. Nobody knew I was a nerd, undercover nerd. At least I didn't think I let people know I was an undercover nerd. But
I mean, you know, put it out there on the internet.
Yeah, dude, people full costume, like, one piece, black with the red line, the V thing. So, like, I was like in love with that culture. Like, I'm like, wow, that's cool. Like, these people, like, I admire that because they didn't give a shit, you know, and they wore their Star Trek and Klingon headpieces or whatever that was on the forehead. But I grew up with Star Wars, and I'm an OG Star Wars fan. I'm not a fanatic. I think these guys, George and Frank, are probably the biggest Star Wars fans I know besides my brother. I hate everything that's coming out new. I have no love. Andor, pointless. The cartoons are good, like Bad Batch and stuff like that. But the last three, you know, with Rey, the first one was okay. The last two was garbage. So I don't see that fandom as you do.
I think for me, right, the whole aspect of Star Wars has always been new stories in a galaxy far, far away. When you pull in the sequel trilogy, it is the same goddamn story. And I think that's where a lot of the toxicness comes from, because there was nothing new brought to the table. And when there was something brought new to the table with Colin Trevorrow or something like that, who actually wrote a really great script for all of those movies, and it got thrown away, that's where it gets toxic, because we had something great. And of course, the money spoke, and the fans weren't doing or we were getting a disservice as fans from Disney after the whole allocation of Lucasfilm. And that's where it got toxic. But before that, it wasn't as bad. Yeah, we had Ahsoka with the Clone Wars, and that was kind of like one of those, what is this?
They
Anakin.
hated Ahsoka.
Yeah, but see, like,
I thought Ahsoka was decent.
Star Trek fans love all Star Trek.
Right.
Star Wars fans don't love all Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, you can literally walk up to somebody, ask them, are you a Star Wars fan? And then say, what is the trilogy you like?
But could you say
And
that,
that defines where they're going to be.
But could you say that for every fan base, though? Like the Marvels, the DC universe, like they like their specific ones and they hate their specific other movies.
Yeah.
I think as far as death threats and trying to get everything to change, I think Star Wars is the most toxic.
Yeah.
What I will say is, I think above Star Wars, the most toxic person to their fan base is J.K. Rowling. Who does Harry Potter?
J.K.
Oh,
Rowling.
Yeah. I think
Rowling.
she's the most toxic creator out there right now.
Mhm.
We don't have to really jump into that, but you're saying Star Wars is the most toxic fan base. I'm going to say she's the most toxic to her fan base.
Yeah.
What's your most toxic fan base?
My most toxic fan base is probably going to come to a surprise to you guys. Surprisingly, comic books are the most toxic fans in the world.
Whoa, wait, what?
No, I feel
Continue,
you.
though. Continue. I need
I
to
feel
hear
you.
this.
The level of hate and gatekeeping that people do in comic books, like I follow a bunch of creators, like I follow King and Queen Lion. That dude is hilarious. He gets so much hate, but like this guy literally reads every comic book that comes out. He hates DC. Well, I won't say he hates DC. He has a dislike for DC, specifically Batman. And me and him agree on a lot with Batman.
That he
offense,
sucks?
Mike. Not
To each their own.
Not that he sucks, but the fan base for Batman is the most ridiculous fan base in comic books. The love people have for him, and I understand the love because I truly do love Batman. I grew up on Batman. I grew up on Superman, and I have a genuine love. I talk shit on him all the time, but it's because it's true, and I can say that as a fan who grew up, knows the history, has read the comic books. Most people that argue comic books don't know shit about comic books and haven't read the books. They do not read the literature. And so a lot of misinformation gets put out there for comic books and, you know, the history of characters because people don't do their homework. And then you have people like, for instance, if my 8-year-old son listens to some of these people, he'll be like, oh, did you know Superman was originally from Earth and then landed in Krypton? Like he'll say some awful wall shit like that because he heard it from a TikToker or an influencer that really doesn't know and is giving misinformation. But man, if a DC person attacks Marvel or Marvel attacks DC, there'll be debates with millions upon millions of views and opinions and everything. And I think I know more so about that because I'm in that business and I'm in that industry. But yeah, it's crazy how I really thought like Star Wars to me was like the most toxic because the whole new and old stuff, for me, it's not toxic because all the new shit for me, Ahsoka, Mandalorian, Andor, that is completely separate for me from the original stuff. These are stories that stand on their own and don't need that backstory for me personally. So I don't have that hate or I don't gatekeep against the new stuff. It's just, to me, it's not canon. It's just not.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the gatekeeping of Batman and the kind of the ridiculousness of Batman comes back to two things, and they're both centered around one writer. And we go back to Dawn of Justice, where Superman can be defeated by Batman. Nobody was like, what? Everyone, how does that happen? And everyone was, oh, yeah, it's prep time. He's got the spear. He stabs him. And Martha. But you take that and you get the exactly. You get you get the inspiration for that. And you go back to, I think it was 1987, 1988, where you have Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, where Batman fought Superman for the first time.
Yep.
And that's Frank Miller being Frank Miller. And he wanted to have the established do-gooder guy who was working for the government against the punk rock, old school, by the skin of his teeth Batman go against Superman. And he wanted the established order versus like the punk rock guy.
Yep.
And in Dawn of Justice, a lot of that got lost. And a lot of people don't realize that Batman lost that fight in The Dark Knight Returns, issue 4. He lost that fight on purpose. He took a pill that made it seem like his heart stopped, and he collapses. And then there's a funeral. And Clark Kent is at the eulogy with a big old black eye and a fat lip. And Carrie Kelly's there, and she's waiting. And then the eulogy's over, and they show a heart monitor. It goes beep, beep. And then Superman's eye goes, and he takes a wink at Carrie Kelly because he knows that Batman threw that fight on purpose. But Batman did not really beat Superman in that comic.
Bruce Wayne beat Clark more so than Batman beat Superman, because he says in the line, remember Clark, who had his hand around your neck.
That one man who beat you. And that's what it comes back to. And you're totally right. The toxic fan base of Batman is based on that. That's where it starts.
You know, it's crazy too. Earlier this morning, we've all seen the whole, can Batman beat this person from Marvel, right? So they had it going down the list or whatever, and they said Punisher, and they gave Punisher a 1% chance of beating Batman, which is, I can see that. And then they had Hawkeye. Hawkeye had like a 30% chance. And then it got to the final fight, and the final fight was Black Panther versus Batman.
There's no way.
And they said Black Panther should win that.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this question, because there's a canonical answer for it. Can Captain America beat Black Panther?
No.
I think Black Panther can beat Captain America.
Yeah, I agree.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Batman fought Steve Rogers to a stalemate.
Yeah.
And canonically.
Which we're getting a new one. We're
Yep.
getting DC versus Marvel, and starts with Batman versus Deadpool.
That's gonna be
I
great.
can't wait to read that one. But yeah, that's interesting, because it is true what they said about man. He is highly intelligent with preparation. He can defeat most people. You're talking about T'Challa
With vibranium
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
There's no way Batman can penetrate that.
No.
Not with any, like, I'm sure there's a weakness in there, and he'll figure it out if he has two hours to prep.
Bro.
He'll figure it out.
And here comes my toxic fandom coming up. Batman could beat the Hulk. He just gave him antidepressants. But that's... and he literally does. And then he takes him by the ears and does a flip with him.
Yeah.
But
The hell?
and that's a toxic fandom coming up in me.
Yeah.
Joy, what do you think you're...
So I'm gonna go a different route. You guys all went comic book movies and stuff like that. I'm going Call of Duty. Okay, Call of Duty. Call of Duty is the most toxic game setup ever. Now, mind you,
cook.
all right, Call of Duty back in the day, right? You go ahead, you're in the lobby. First thing you hear is some straight up BS, man. I'm getting cursed out by some old man, little kid, 5-year-old, everything. You're a dick. You're not good at this game. Look, I just drop shot you. Blah 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 blah. And it's bad, bro. You're teaching that to the kids at like 5.
360 no scope.
Right. Now, listen, if you were 360 no scoping, you were able to go ahead and talk smack, bro. All right, because that is a feat of itself. And if you can do that, I'm going to be like, you can say whatever you want, talk all the smack you want, because I
Yeah, but the reality is they didn't. They didn't actually do those things. They just talked it.
What are you talking about? My buddy was 360 no scoping all day. Then
No,
he would go
but
to
the ones that were
drop shot.
talking it weren't doing it. The ones that were talking it were just saying it to get you a ride.
What was the most frustrating probably was like that dude had to go take a nap afterwards because it's Baba time.
He had his dad come in yelling, "It's midnight. Why are you playing your video games?" Took his system away.
Yeah, no.
I just whooped your ass. I just killed you instantly. Mom, can you give me some Oreo milk, please?
Mom, these pizza rolls are too hot.
You said pizza rolls too? Yeah. But dude, yeah, that's got to be the most. I mean, even to this day, we go back to the old Modern Warfare 2, those lobbies, some crazy stuff was said. You're in these, and at one point they wound up calling the lobbies or closing the lobbies down, like you can get banned or whatever by saying stuff or whatever, so on and so forth. They were just like, screw that in the new game that just dropped, and it just got so toxic again. And then forget about if the game's actually like you're doing a good job, Warzone or whatever like that, you get shot, boom. And
Hackers.
Hackers,
Yeah.
Wait, you got to deal with.
Dude, you
that's
got
how
a dude
you
who's
get
over here
toxic,
and
bro.
jumping around up here because he's unplugging his landline.
Just so you guys know, I don't game. I know nothing about.
I
gaming.
stopped online
Yeah.
gaming.
It's your 1985 Nintendo.
Yeah, hackers.
Yeah,
bro,
you gotta
is
deal with
the
hackers.
new-
You can actually
They
hack.
got
Yeah.
wall hacks. So like the game apparently has like an add-on or something. I don't know how it works. Don't quote me on any of this. But you can actually see where the players are, and if you take your cursor in that area, it will shoot them like dead on the whole time.
Oh.
Like it's like laser line targeting.
Yeah.
Like you just go into that vicinity and it's just every shot's a headshot.
You can have the worst gun in the game, and hackers would have like boxes of everyone playing.
Yeah.
And you like from where I'm sitting to all the way to the window, I could kill somebody with 2 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
My dude, you know how we used to hack Gears of War? We used to take a piece of tape and put it in the middle of the screen on your TV so you knew that's exactly where it was going to shoot.
We did that. So in the old MW2, I did that. I had a piece of tape with an X in the
Yep,
middle,
right in the
and
middle,
it was
dude.
like right there to be like, that's where you got to no scope. But that's the thing. That's the toxic mentality of the game. Is like you figured out ways to get the upper hand at any cost.
doesn't that take the fun out of it?
No, sometimes it's great.
Oh, it takes the fun out of it.
Oh,
I
no,
agree with you.
it
I
takes
never
the-
hacked or cheated, so I don't know.
It takes no. I'm not saying I'm a hacker. I just did some crazy.
So you're part of the problem. So you're part of that. You're part of that. Toxic
I didn't say I wasn't. And this is why first-hand account Call of Duty is the most toxic fandom.
Dude, you know,
anywhere.
it's so annoying, but it goes so fast. Like,
But you know the hilarious thing?
Died 3 times.
The hilarious thing is Call of Duty did something that I never thought was going to be possible. That toxicity was destroyed with the new zombies. In Call of Duty Zombies, it being an open world, you literally had people jumping into other games and playing Santa, just dropping equipment and gear and money. You had so much money that you couldn't actually use it all. Like, it actually broke the toxicness only for one type of game.
It didn't.
For Call of Duty.
It didn't.
The rest of it is insane.
It didn't.
But it only broke it for a short amount of time.
George is straight up having some Call of Duty PTSD.
Yo, I'm switching here because I'm just like, no. And
Right
I'm
now,
like,
in his head, it's
You never had somebody play Santas and zombies?
oh no,
to you?
I did. But here's the thing with like zombies, right? So zombies is not meant for it's
No, it's different.
It's
It's
co-op.
completely
it's
different.
co-op.
I
It's
agree
meant
with
for that. You know what I mean? It's so that's not the Call of Duty part I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about that
agree.
multiplayer.
Even
Slash
even,
war zones.
even the people behind the game are toxic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you're bringing back a fan favorite Warzone map, right? That people were playing constantly during COVID when no one was working, everyone was just gaming, and they go out and say, "Oh, we're gonna release the map, but if no one plays it, we're never doing Warzone again."
Yeah, and that's
It's their own fault because ever since then it's been declining because they give us stuff that we don't want or need, and they don't listen to the community. But you know, that's just everyone any day, anytime anymore. So
What's your toxic?
I don't know. You guys pretty much stole everything. You guys pretty much stole
I
everything,
don't know
especially Mike.
If this counts as a toxic fandom, but all you goddamn Taylor Swift fans, does that count? Because
that's a toxic fandom, bro.
That's a cult.
That's a fucking cult.
I'm mad y'all said it at the same time, dude. It's so funny.
But it's so crazy. Like, it used to be the cult was teeny boppers, and now the teeny boppers are 30 years old, and they're teenagers, and them are in this cult. Like it's fucking. It's like the Illuminati.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys my opinions for everything going on because I was letting you guys.
I got one you might.
You're letting us cook.
And how do you feel about the Sony Spider-Man fandom? Do you think they got one?
I wish I could.
Sony is
See,
toxic
I
too.
see the.
I wish I
bad.
could zoom in on his
There's
face
still
right
plenty.
now.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you steal on that, Frank. You already did yours. You did yours.
Yeah.
We all did ours. So we need.
You want
Frank,
You
look,
want,
or,
you want a little more time because
Look
I
at the
can drop
camera.
one more.
I gotta catch that.
I
All
can drop
give
one
me
more.
that. Give me that. Yeah. That's getting zoomed in.
Because some of them movies make money, bro.
I think Miles is coming to the Marvel Universe. By the way, I think it was just announced.
Directly, but indirectly. Yeah.
Because they cast someone that could be Miles' mama. Just saying.
And if that's the case, I think that's a great casting.
I think so too.
We Spider-Man fans won't be happy until Sony gives up the rights. Just saying.
Speak your piece, bro.
Anyway.
Speak your piece. Keep going.
So to go off of what everyone was saying,
Arrested.
I do think Star Wars is the most toxic. I do. I think it's the most toxic
100%.
fan base in the world. I agree with you with J.K. Rowling.
Yes.
She is the most toxic creator. Because how are you going to tell your own fans to grow up for something that you made?
Yeah.
It's just
That's great.
unacceptable. It's despicable.
Harry Potter is Star Wars with shitty lightsabers.
Bro, I've heard that.
And you made kids' books. Sorry. Go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead.
I've heard that a couple times.
I did.
Yeah.
I have heard it too. What was yours? I forget. Oh, comic
books.
Now I will say too, kind of combine that with Marvel's fan base, especially the MCU, that universe is toxic because, well, let's be honest, they haven't made any good shows or movies in a while. There have been a couple, but there are some that were good and they just bashed because they never read comics. And Jose, you talked about it in a podcast before. I want to see if you remember. What was the one project that Marvel released that you said was comic book accurate, but no one liked?
She-Hulk.
Thank you.
She-Hulk was the most comic book accurate TV show movie that they've done. And I will say one thing. I will say something about the fandom and the toxic stuff. And it goes back kind of to what I was saying earlier. Y'all don't know the source material. Stop giving your opinion. Stop saying what you want to see, what you don't. Unless you read comics and you really know what's going on, don't just Google this shit, Wikipedia this shit. Like, you have to know what you want to see in Superman based on the comic books, and you might want to see something that is not normal for Superman. Why put that in the movie? Just keep it comic book accurate. There's so many great storylines. There's like, everybody wants something different. Marvel, Disney cannot please everyone. They can't. Half of us in this room only like chocolate ice cream. Half of us only like vanilla. So half of us are going to be disappointed if we have one or the other.
I prefer strawberry, but okay. I'm
Spumoni, cookies and cream.
Chocolate.
I'm a chocolate guy.
I'm a chocolate guy. So.
But yeah, it's just crazy, like how fans really believe. They think they know everything, and they should have did this, and you know what? Until you're getting paid $1 million to make a movie and produce and hire actors, shut the fuck up, watch the movie, pay your $20 and get your popcorn, pretzel bites, and cherry coke. That's my order. But
anyways, I do want to talk about a community that George kind of started talking about a little bit. Obviously, you talked about COD, but I'm talking about the gaming community in general.
Yeah.
It's getting bad. Now, it was reported earlier this week that EA has canceled a Black Panther game, which was...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It was a Black Panther Cap game, right?
No, it was a story-based.
So
the report was that EA was making a story-based Black Panther game that you could play either T'Challa, or Killmonger.
Oh.
Wow.
So, and EA just flat out just canceled it. After they announced it like 2 or 3 years ago.
Why would you cancel that when Marvel Rivals is doing so goddamn
for a free game?
For a free game.
Yeah. I'm not a gamer, but I know they had the Wolverine game that was supposed to come out. Did that ever come out?
No, it's we haven't heard much. They've been posting that they're still working on it. I don't know how true it is.
And it's only supposed to come out on PlayStation.
It's good. It's a story based. It's the same company that made the Spider-Man games, the first two.
Insomniac.
And Miles Morales.
Insomniac.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
the Black Panther game, why was it canceled?
They shut down a company that was working on it.
They probably hired a bunch of developers, got their quota, got their money, took their bonuses, and fired everybody. You're saying?
Probably.
Sounds like.
I mean, EA is one of the worst gaming companies that is out there. EA buys up everything and then either doesn't produce content for it. It had the rights for Star Wars and it sat on it for so long. Or it screws up the beloved games that are out there.
Do you really think these companies give a shit about how y'all feel?
No, it's all about money.
Bobby Kotick has his mansions, his yachts, and he's a piece of shit.
I wanted to talk about it because you cancel this game, and now people are pissed.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can imagine.
but now, even just in general with the games now, because like you said, Marvel Rivals is blowing up right now. And
Yeah.
It's a free game. Because you know why? Because you have people behind it that actually give a fuck about it.
Mhm.
They make this game, even though it might be kind of like,
Sorry. Go, Cat.
Rant on, brother.
Isn't this what this is for?
Yeah, we're ranting. Fuck it. We're just
It's okay.
making fun.
Do
okay.
do
Don't rip off his head. It's fine.
oh, I will later. But you give us games that you work years on. And I get it. It takes time. But they come out underwhelming,
Half-ass.
half-assed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're right here for a dead game. Anthem. You guys remember Anthem?
Do you remember what Anthem was supposed to be originally before they put it into an open world simulator bullcrap?
Please.
Wasn't it supposed to be kind of almost a Halo clone?
Yeah.
Wasn't it supposed to be like, was it Destiny? I guess
Destiny.
almost.
Yep.
Destiny.
And then,
Destiny, yeah.
then they started putting all that open world
Yep.
bull crap in it. Not that we haven't been cursing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
They spent years making that
I've
game,
dropped
and they
plenty
give
of
us
F-bombs.
that product. Laggy online server. People want story-based games. They don't need online servers. I get it. You want your friends, you want us and our friends to play video games. Like, we get it. But there's also, like Spider-Man, for example, a single-player storybook game that was great. Last of Us, one of the greatest storyline games of all time, even though people didn't like the second one because of obvious reasons. And if you have not seen it, Mike and Jose talked about last
And KJ.
and KJ
Bobby. Pedro.
and God of War, one of the greatest franchises of all time,
Absolutely.
just story based. So, and like we said, corporate people don't care, and that's the problem. Because Anthem showed, other games showed, and also there was a multiplayer Spider-Man game that was supposed to come out
Yep.
that they flat out canceled.
Web of Destiny.
Web of
element?
Destiny.
Yep.
Mhm. So, my whole point is, now, corporate people have not been the main purpose too, like Fortnite or COD, where people who play the games are toxic as hell. Whether it's racial slurs, just whenever kids saying random stuff, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy of how bad the humanity got when it comes to that. We're all just there to game, have fun, just like we say about movies, get away from reality.
Yeah.
Get away from reality. And what do we get? We get games that are half-assed or have toxic people behind it and playing in front of us that just don't care about any other people's emotions or humanity.
So I have a question.
Mm.
From the point of view of someone that doesn't game,
Mm.
the only games I've ever played, like in the last 2-3 years, I like the story games where you get to choose what the character's going to do
Yeah.
and which way they're going to go.
Yeah.
That's easy. You just say which one you could choose. Like, you know.
Yeah, there used to be like the good ending and the bad guy
So,
ending.
like, that's the only thing I know about gaming. And I'm listening to everything you're saying. How do you fix it? How do you think that these VPs and board members that, if they ever hear this, not that they will give a shit, because at
I'm
the end
one
of the day,
person.
the bottom.
I have the perfect I have the
money,
perfect answer.
The bottom
and it's,
line
it's tough.
is what counts to the corporate America and to most people. The money, money is the root of all evil. Then call me the devil.
Vote with
You know?
that. That's how you fix it. You don't buy the crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, all right, here's part of the problem with that, though. When you look at, because I worked with a gentleman that is in the gaming industry and wants to be more in the gaming industry, it's insanely hard for good people to get jobs.
Yes.
And when they do get these jobs, they have to deal with the corporate BS that their boss is sitting there going, how can you make this game more profitable? You need to put more stuff in that's pay to play, pay to win.
Live service.
You need to put live services in so that way we can make more money off these games.
Yeah.
And if they don't, what they do is they say, all right, build me the best game. The second that game is built, they say to them, all right, the game does good. We're going to hire you back on for servicing the game and also producing a second. And then they don't ever hire anybody back. The gaming industry is very, very volatile.
But yet they charge $80 a game.
Exactly.
my
And it's
next
only gonna
point.
get higher.
It's so my kids are like, hey dad, can you give me WWE 2K25? That shit was $130.
Yeah, because you probably bought the bundle, right?
Yeah, I bought the Tribal Chief bundle.
Yeah.
Was that for you?
Well, I watched him play it, so yeah, kind of. But yeah, for my Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. So it's ridiculous. You have to pay for everything, skins, costumes, to change your appearance. To like, isn't $130 enough to pay? Like, that's ridiculous.
That should cover you for the entire
if it's a
value.
good game, you're gonna get the money back. That's the thing. Like,
It's a game. You play it and you're done with it. At least to me, you play till you beat it and you're done.
Right.
So
But
might
you
3
get
days
the
worth of-
online aspect where you're never done with it.
Right.
And that's the give and take of it. And you have that where people are constantly playing it and it's constantly putting money in. Grand Theft Auto 5, what are we on now? 5?
Six.
Is the most profitable pop culture thing ever.
Came out like in 2018.
Ever.
It's like 15 years. It's like 15 years old.
It's like,
Yeah.
So you get
2011.
Is Minecraft not more?
That's been
Profitable?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it's
Double check.
GTA.
But you get that. So for these games, and you talk about you want these single player stories that are more story based and Spider-Mans. So you get your Ken Levine's and even like your Cliff Blazinski.
It's
and
still Minecraft at 350 million units.
It is
Is
for
it?
Minecraft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
GTA 5 is 215. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But you get
15 million games have been purchased
At
of that.
freaking $80. Or
And
back then it
Minecraft.
was probably what, $60 a game?
I bought it. When
I was talking. I think
Like
Grand
$60.
Theft Auto is even
It was
above.
like
I'm just talking
$59.99.
pure
Yeah.
profit brought into it.
I
no, that was just the
Yeah, that's copy sold. I'm talking money brought into it, funneled in.
Yeah,
It's
because
Grand
it's
Theft
still,
Auto.
it's still
But you
got
get-
money.
5 came out in PS4 days.
Yeah, but you have these people like Bobby Kotick who all they want
It wasn't that
is
long ago.
they don't want the
pretty
money.
long ago.
They don't want the money. They want all of the money.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They legitimately see you as whales. It is the person who will attach to a game. No, well, it's the person who will attach to a game and they will sit there and they call them whale because they can suck the most money out of them.
Mm-hmm.
To where they exploit your gambling habits, they exploit your fear of missing out, they exploit your immaturity, they exploit every single possible thing they can. It is almost as bad as drugs. I got a real bad problem against video games.
How the hell did you meet my ex-wife?
Ooh, but it's terrible.
That was great.
I stopped playing video games mostly for these reasons, that I don't trust the industry anymore. I don't like how they exploit me. I don't like the fans that are in it. And games aren't what they used to be. You're talking about games are underwhelming. Why are they underwhelming? Because they put out Street Fighter and it wasn't fucking done yet. And it took an entire year for it to be done. I paid I didn't pay. Somebody paid $70, $80 for that game. And you have a freaking loading screen.
Yeah.
It's bullcrap. Shift back to 1998, 1997. That Super Nintendo cartridge came out. It had to be locked in. You didn't get updates. PS2 games didn't get updates.
And the replayability of those older games was crazy. Because
Yeah.
I still would go back. N64.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
My God.
What is it? GoldenEye 007.
Right?
Like, I still got the N64, and guess what? That gets loaded up. Pokemon Puzzle League gets loaded up. Like, the replayability, even after 30 years.
So
Pokemon's
I
a little
experienced,
scary,
I
too.
experienced that real quickly with the Wii.
Yes.
Pokemon.
I had the original Wii when it first came out, the bowl and all.
I did too, dude.
That was the best system ever. I swear to God.
I got
love
that
thing.
opening night in the Chamonix Mall. I got a job at the eBay Games just to get that thing. Shout out to Betsy. You're a good manager.
You were never like, you can't even play it anymore. You can't run updates. It won't load. Nothing.
Yeah.
So it's obsolete. So how do you pay hundreds of dollars for all these games and everything, and now you can't even play it?
You get it on
Now
the
they have
time
the
limit.
Wii U.
It's on a time limit.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
And that's
Same with service.
Tough.
that brings back to another toxic thing about the game industry is game art
archiving games. You get all these digital downloads, and the second they decide, we don't want that license anymore, it's gone.
I want a disc.
Actually,
I still want the disc.
A lot of them don't have. You got to pay extra to get the
and that's
PlayStation
actually
with the disc.
that's something going into, like, if you're a PC gamer, Steam world, right? So if you buy games from Steam, you get a notification that you're not buying the license of the game, you're buying a rental of the game. And that if that gets taken off the Steam marketplace, guess what? You don't play the game.
Dude, it's
gone.
been like that license has been in effect since regular Nintendo, and they sued Blockbuster for running out their games. You don't buy the game itself, you buy the agreement to play it.
Right.
So Kevin, back to you. Who is more toxic? Is it the fans? Is it the people playing the video games, or is it the corporate Bobby Kotick's making the games?
Oh, definitely corporate.
Yeah.
Corporate.
Same.
And listen, and this is how you fix it.
I don't know.
This is how you fix it.
Because sorry about that. Because someone brought up Pokemon. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. The people, the gamers aren't toxic. It's the people above, the game freaks, and because they give us games that are lazy, kind of lazy, like designs for Pokemon, new ones, lazy. I think Gen 9 was probably the laziest design of Pokemon I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, wasn't there like just like an upside down toaster with like a smiley face?
What?
Probably. Go ahead.
Was his name Toasty?
Toasty Mon.
That sounds like you're doing
That would be something that came out from Digimon.
Yeah.
Probably. Go ahead.
I'm Toasty Mom.
But yeah, Scarlet and Violet, they're updating the graphics and resolution for the Switch 2. And I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, if it's going to be the same price as when it came out, I think it was 60 or 70, or it's going to be the Switch 2 prices, which are going to be 80 to 90. I don't know.
I just have one thing that I'm asking Nintendo to do. Don't make those stupid little cartridges. Like, you gotta make something valuable.
They're changing that, bro.
changing that, bro.
We lost so many of those goddamn things. None of my kids ever put it in their mouth, so making them taste nasty was a stupid ass idea.
They're not even games on those things anymore.
Did you know
They're
that?
downloadable
They're
things.
downloadable.
If you buy the Nintendo
It's an
Switch
internet key.
cartridge to play the game,
It's empty.
taste it.
Wait,
I'm being serious. No, I'm being serious. They
Kids,
made it to taste nasty so kids wouldn't put it in their mouth because they thought it was a choking hazard when the Switch first came out. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
That's why I buy my games digitally.
Well,
that's what I'm
Switch
saying.
2 is going
But
to
that's essentially all you're actually buying is a key card.
But like,
But that's
for
goes
the
back
digital.
to the thing. It's not even a physical thing.
like, what if if they crash or they decide they're not going to update this game no more?
then you gotta
Yeah.
buy it again for the next system when they re-release it.
I think what they're doing now is they're doing it like a profile. Like you have your own separate profile and a save, like a save cloud or something.
Yeah.
So everything will still be there if you lose your entire system. I think you just gotta log in.
I still think Nintendo's the best system that is out. I like it
They're-
better than Xbox and PlayStation. But
I was
I'm
an
not
Xbox
a hardcore
dude.
gamer like you guys. I'd rather play, Smash Brothers.
I waited in
Yeah,
line for my
let's
Xbox
go.
360 overnight, and Franklin Mills Mall, I survived.
I can play all the time in Smash Brothers. I'm a
Anyway.
7-year-old.
Anything else? Anything else you guys want to wrap up?
Before we wrap up, the most toxic fan base that we didn't mention is the Snyder fans, the Zack Snyder, Snyderverse, Man of Steel fans. Y'all be the biggest D-bag. Exactly. It's done. Okay, I love Man of Steel. I really liked Batman vs Superman. Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman was amazing,
Yes.
but it's done. Stop getting out there and crapping on the new Superman movie. Stop crapping on.
Orange Sweat's going to do great.
Exactly.
I can't- I
Just
still
let
can't
it go,
think that's his
guys.
name.
Guess what? His Star Wars movie, what was that called? It doesn't matter because it was terrible. The dude had it straight to streaming.
You're talking about the one on Netflix?
Yeah.
Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a Star Wars movie.
That was
That was
shit.
garbage. The
God.
dude lost it. He's done.
yeah.
Snyder is done. Let it go. Disable the bots. Stop flooding things. He's done.
Tell him, Mike. Tell him.
Frank?
And
Yeah,
James, don't
anything?
we trust?
I mean, what it really comes down to with all of this, and I know I said this like personally to Larry, because Larry with Star Wars has always been like, I don't have room at the table for the conversation, like to know this stuff and to say, like, that is the worst part of any of these fandoms, is when we sit here at this table and say we hold all the authority to everything. and this is how it has to be. Instead, you open up the table, you welcome new people to it, and they look at something differently and change your whole freaking mind that something is possible, something that is better or worse, because we're having the conversation. Like, we have to stop gatekeeping, and it actually has to do more with the fans than anything else. Like, we're saying, you speak with your money. So if you don't actually buy into a lot of these things, that's one way of killing it. But the other way of killing the toxic is by actually inviting new people in and say, hey, what's your ideas? What's your thoughts? What are you learning about? Where can I fill you in so that you can be more educated on this topic?
I will say one thing about the toxic too. A lot of people make up your own damn opinion about a movie or a TV show or a comic book or whatever. Do not listen to podcasters and,
don't listen to
this
us.
guy said that it's like, what I take out of a movie is completely different than what George takes out of a movie.
Is it?
It's going to be completely different. Like, we're going to... Maybe not. Apparently, we look like twins.
Yo!
It's not canny. Yeah. Make your opinion. Have it be yours. And if you love it, the hell with what everybody else thinks. It's your opinion. It's how it speaks to you and what it talks to you. How it talks to you. From watching movies with these guys and going to pre-screening and stuff like that, when we went to see The Flash, all of us took something different away from it. Some of us hated it. Some of us shed a tear. Some of us, Mike shed a tear, came over to me.
The
gave me
movie
a hug,
sucked.
and I knew exactly.
It's better than
what
everybody's
meant
giving
to
it.
him. So, have your own opinion. Fuck the haters. Do you, boo boo?
Buy a
I
comic.
do gotta say though, if you are inviting people to the table in the game, bring it on. Cause I'm still gonna trash you. It's still going down. I'm toxic as hell and I'm gonna stick to it. End of story. I
Don't
pity the
listen to
fool.
him.
Toxic
First
COD guy.
Trust me, I see him play. He'll die quick. Trust me.
Stop!
Ouch! Now
Don't believe the no 360
Oh,
no
no,
scope.
leave on a toxic note.
Toxic is gonna begin now, Kevin. You're looking on the other side of the table. It's about to be like a boxing match thing.
So,
Well said.
I know.
Toxicity is
we're
speaking well.
Let me tell you something, brother.
me and him are gonna fight like Big Bang Theory when they're fighting for the girl, but they only decide by doing boxing on the Wii.
Yeah. Don't play with me. I will do it too.
He's pressed the button to wake up.
We can't update it.
Oh shit.
You know what though?
Thank you, Nintendo.
All you see is him press the button, like get up. All you see is Larry going, "Sit down, bitch."
You never see me spam A button in Mario Party.
Anyway, you can take that out of context real quick. But the last thing I will say too, Jose agreed. Like, if it's your opinion. If you like something, cool. If you don't like it, that's okay too. This world is allowing you to have your own opinions, have your own voice. Don't listen to anybody that you may not know. If you like something, okay. If you don't like something, cool. It's your opinion. Do you? And
Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
yeah.
And they stink.
Anyway,
don't.
so I have one more thing. Sony. Again, it's not the people. It's the people above.
The Lord.
Just give. They don't have one. It's Satan down there.
Whoa! Tell them, brother.
But
You guys need to be more like Paul Levesque in WWE. Honest to God, this man listens to the WWE universe and delivers. Like, delivers so well. If you're into wrestling, you understand what I mean. But wrestling fandom is what the fuck. Yeah, that's another one, a whole different topic. We can talk about that later. But yeah, just listen to your people.
yeah, Sony, do what you gotta do and give up the rights. We all want it. Just please.
Yes.
But
I need a
Again.
Hulk movie.
yeah, tell me about it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Does our opinions suck? Do you actually agree with us? Just let us know. Not one Senspo if you want to go after him.
NOT, the number 1 CENTSBOAT Instagram. Send it.
Don't look at the screen. Look at
Let the hatred fill you.
Complain about
Mikey
that
wants
too.
all the smoke.
he wants all the smoke.
I thought I was the most toxic here.
If you're anywhere near Neshaminy, Langhorne, stop by Baby Gorilla Comics, pick up a book, read the books. We can order what you want. You know, Man of Tomorrow, based on Superman Legacy. Stop by. We can order. If we don't have it, if we have it, you can pick it up. And we can have a great time talking because I can talk for days.
Hell yeah.
Buy a comic.
Yeah.
Buy a comic.
Bye. Well, until then, we'll see you guys next time.
Adios.